Gentlemen, welcome to yet another amazing video recording at your popular YouTube channel, the UK Coupon Key, aka UCK788. I'm Lucky Star, your presenter, presenting you a paper preview video for week 42 2024, this Monday afternoon, the 15th or day of April 2024. It's a blue coupon week, and during the course of this video recording, we'll be bringing you very fine sequence from our right on football fixture, and that is a banker of number 3. That is the first one. The second one is also a banker draw, and that is the banker draw of number 25. So these are the two fine bankers we're going to be bringing your way from our right on football fixture. We'll be showing you the sequence that is gifting us these two games. And remember, we also have the secret extra tips, which will be coming anywhere in this video recording, either at the beginning, the middle, or at the tail end. On number 3, which is our English Premiership division, we have the match between Aston Villa and Bournemouth. While on number 25, which is from our English League One, that's the match between Charlton Town and Shrewsbury. So those are the games on those two numbers, and these are two explicit banker draws that will be bringing your way. We'll also be reviewing what transpired for last weekend, because this is the first video for the week. In case you are new to this platform, this is a platform where we'll give you the draws or the cannot draws that you can stake for your weekend games, and it's taken from the 1 to 49 matches of the coupon fixture for the week. If I have to revisit what transpired for last weekend, we'll have to look at the first video which we made. The only thing that came out of that video was the secret extra tip of number 49 as a possible cannot draw. That was the only thing that survived. The other 3 pairs which we got from our Niger record, they all failed woefully. So the second video we also made did present a pair from our post Telegraph, that's 29 pairing, 14 also did not draw. The third video would have also made us proud, but something happened to that particular video because we showcased the 4 cannot draw numbers, but number 4 ended up as a draw. So that spoiled that particular 4 cannot draws for us. Would have gotten it 4/4 in that sphere. And if you remember very well, the proof to that number 16, that is something you have to look into when next it comes up, because I did say that sequence 99.9% of the time has been a dead game, and that's exactly what it did. They even did it back to back. That was my fear for number 16, that it may put through as a draw, being that they did it back to back, but lo and behold, it also failed for last week. So that was what transpired for last weekend. With that being said, now let's get into today's presentation, which is the FA Cup semi-finals. I think this will be the final FA Cup on fixture for us for this season. If you look at the fixture for the week, number 1 and 2 is our FA Cup matches, where we have on number 1 Coventry hosting Man United. Wow, Coventry is the underdog, and they've come a long way, but who knows? They might hold Man United like they did to, I think they beat Chelsea out of no, sorry, not Chelsea, but they beat one of these big clubs in their last meeting, which was the quarterfinal stage. Then on number 2 we have Man City hosting Chelsea. That is a cracker there for you. From number 3 to 9, that's our English Premiership division. While from numbers 10 to 18 is our English Championship division, where on number 10 we have Blackburn hosting Sheffield Wednesday under the bar. From numbers 19 to 28, that is our English League One fixture for us. While from numbers 29 to 39, that's our English League 2 fixtures. Our Scottish Premiership division for this week is just one number. That's number 40. That's Rangers hosting Hearts. While from numbers 41 to 44, that's our Scottish Championship division. We also have from numbers 45 through to 47 as our Scottish League 1. And 48 and 49 is our Scottish League 2. So those are the fixture for the week. And you may be wondering, when you're looking at the thumbnail for this video presentation, that's exactly what we scored in the VIP section for last weekend. We got 4/5, while the NAP did 2/3. And the Togo game, which came through last weekend, that's also the banker pulled through as a draw, but the banker was number 10, and the pair of number 3, pairing number 23, did not see the light of day. So that was the heartbreaking thing that happened in that particular Togo game. But I've had contact with the game supplier, and he has said that he's going to be giving straight one banker draw with authentic proof. We gave out the proof for last week's game, and he's going to be giving a straight one banker draw with authentic proof to it for this week 42 as a compensation game for those who bought that particular game for last weekend. So do not despair. There's hope in the horizon. So it's going to give us one straight banker draw to compensate us for the losses of last weekend. The date of play for these matches for week 42 are the 20th and 21st of April 2021. We are gradually coming to the end of April, and those who are in the VIP section, they actually did smile for last weekend because it was 12 draws on the pools. Now, we usually use 3 papers on this platform, and those are the Right on Football Fixture, Special Advance, and the Post Telegraph. So we'll be flipping through some areas of the Right on Football Fixture where we're expecting some draws for. But before I do just that, let me give us the secret extra tip of number 47 as a possible cannot draw for this week 42. We're going to be using the head-to-head to give our reason why. They've played 6 matches now in recent times. Falkirk has had 4 wins, while K Hearts just had 1 win. And there was a draw between both teams. Just 1 draw. So, seems Falkirk has the upper hand in this encounter. When they met on the 22nd of October 2022, it was Falkirk 2, Ketty Hearts 3. They met again on the 4th of February 2023. It was K Hearts 1, while Falkirk 2. On the 24th of March 2023, it was Falkirk 0, K Hearts 0. So that was the only draw they had in their recent 6 meetings. When they met on the 23rd of September 2023, it was K Hearts 1, Falkirk 5. That was a thrashing. They met again on the 9th of December 2023. It was Falkirk 2, K Hearts 1. When they met on the 24th of February 2024, which is in recent times, it was K Hearts 0, Falkirk 1. So Falkirk won their last meeting from away, and they're coming home now. I think that should be a thrashing for K Hearts. Who knows? Only 90 minutes of this encounter will give us the outcome of these matches. But we're looking at it as a possible cannot draw, and we are telling us that it's looking likely for Falkirk to take the day because they have the upper hand. They've won 4 of their past meetings, and they are at home now, so they should be comfortable taking these 3 points on this encounter. So be careful with number 47. But in case you have it as your banker draw, please go ahead and utilize it as such. But we are looking at it from our end as a possible cannot draw. We are not doing it just based on the head-to-head alone. We have the parameters which we put in place that is making us to have this belief even before we check the head-to-head. So that is the secret extra tip. Now let's look at the other areas of our Right on Football Fixture for this week. The key areas to look out for in our Right on Football Fixture for this weekend. If you look at the yellow patches, this middle one is our Group B. We have the bottom game, which is number 18. It's been repeated to the first game of our 3 best draws. So those are some of the areas we're going to be looking at. And also, specifically when you have number 38 at the box 2 of the 3 best draws, that's the very fine sequence which we have. And it's bringing a very formidable banker for this week. If you look at the Group C, we have number 21 at the bottom section. That's another very viable sequence in itself. So these are some of the things we have on ground already for this week. So that tells you that this week is loaded. If you look at other areas, you have the Super Pair column 25-26. Number 26, which was on the right hand side, is being repeated to the game 3 of your compiler X verdict column. Also, the number 25 is the game 2 of your compiler X verdict column. So these are some of the repetitions which is highlighting some very viable sequence for us that we may be looking at. I'll also be showing us the game 1 and 2 of our compiler X selection on this journal, as well as the back page to see some other inference that we can make from those areas. Now, looking at the game 1 and 2 of your compiler X selection column, we have number 36 and number 45. If you've been following this platform since last season till date, you should know that whenever in a blue coupon week you have family of 6 on this spot, either on game 1 or game 2, that's a very viable sequence we've used over time. You can go look up, I think for this season came in week 6 or thereabout, or week 2. Can't remember vividly now. But those are some of the formidable sequences which we have been using, and they are here this week to give us very fine games, pairs, and the banker draws as it were. So now let's see the back page of this journal to conclude the Right on Football Fixture segment. at the back page of a right-on football fixture, we have the number 47 in our key column, and remember that particular position does not give draw anyhow. Below that, we have the expert final pair with number 7 pairing number 8, and this section of it is for the late news segment, and that was the late news for last weekend. I remember I mentioned something of the editor placing a game not in the fixture for the week in the late news section, and that game has been working as predicted for 2 weeks now. They've taken it away. Probably they've seen her video and they are like holding it back because we're revealing too much. So those are some of the reasons why on YouTube these days I don't want to be showcasing too many sequences, so that we can use it backstage to make ends meet. Because you're putting it here on blast, at the end of the day, the whole thing falls out. Meanwhile, you should have something on the back end to fall back to, like we did for last week. If not that we have those games now, would have been run aground, because all the things we showcased on YouTube, none of them put through as a draw. Who will be seeing that now will say, that is a failing platform or a failed platform as it were. But no, that's not the case. Ask those in our VIP group. They did enjoy what they got for last weekend. It was 4/5. That is what you see on the thumbnail. And it was 2/3 for the nap. That brings us to looking at the overseas pools compiler draw statistics column, where we have alphabet A to P, and below all those alphabets we have trials in place of those under those alphabets. I think that's the much we can actually take for our right of football fixture. We've really dealt or spent much time on this one. That will bring us to looking at the Post Telegraph. I'll be flipping through the paper, just showing us some key areas to note while we'll be taking our next sequence, or the first one per se, which is number 3. But first of all, let's see the Post Telegraph. Page of our Post Telegraph. Remember, we usually have an even week pair, and that pair has been very formidable for blue weeks in this current season. But for last season, it was doing much better for the purple coupon weeks. We have number 31 and number 10. That is the game in the pair for every even week from our Post Telegraph. So we may be looking at that critically if they're going to be giving us a draw or not. But I think I don't fancy number 31 that much. But number 10 seems to be a good game. So possibly the pair can do well for this week. Page 2 of our Post Telegraph, they did something which I just want to highlight to us. I'll be looking at that critically if we have any inference about that. This particular column is the full list column on the page 2 of the Telegraph. If you look at it, it's from numbers 1 to 50. Every other number in that space, they have teams in them. But for number 50, it's evasive. There's no team placed on that spot. So those are some of the things we may be looking at in our subsequent video. And if you look at the best bets are, the column game 5 and game 6 is the same team. That's Doncaster. I think that's number 29. And if you've seen our video before, I think for last season, I think probably week 46, something happened in that space. And when that does happen, I think it's time to sing songs of praise. So that's a very viable one we may be looking at as well. That brings us to now looking at the first sequence, which is telling us that number 3 is a possible banker draw. You have to pay attention to how I'm going to prove this sequence, because it's not straightforward. It's not all that direct, but you have to, if you pay attention, you understand it and grasp what it is I have to say, and you may enjoy this particular banker draw. In a short while ago, I was telling us how number 21 appearing at this spot is very vital to our forecast. And I didn't even know it was one of the secrets I was going to be showing us. And now is the time for us to reveal what number 21 does at this spot. The first reference week that we're looking at now is for week 10, 2021. Whenever you have number 21 at the bottom spot of your group C, therefore you come to your group B and look carefully. You're definitely going to mark a draw to there. If you look at this week now, we have number 19, 28, and 42. 28 and 42, those are even numbers. The only odd man out, which is the odd number here, is number 19. And what happened to that number 19? It was marked as a draw. So that's why I say you should pay attention to how the sequence plays out. Your odd number in that spot, you don't joke with it. When it's just one, then it's a direct draw. This week now we have 2 even numbers and 1 odd number. Single out the odd number, play it as a banker draw. But the trial is going to give you 1 or 2 draws. So the next reference we have to consider now is week 29, 2022. Here we have for that week 29, 2022, we have number 21 in our box Group 3 bottom game. Therefore, we'll check our Group B. We have number 39, 12, and 41. We have two odd numbers in that space, which is 39 and 41. That means it was a pair for 29, 2022. 39 forms a pair with 41, and we did mark number 39 as the draw. So the next reference week we have to consider now is for week 45, 2022. So for this week, we have number 21 at the bottom section of our Group C, and the Group B is all odd numbers, and that gave us two draws. It was 39, 1, and 41. So we did mark number 1 and 41. So it was 3 games for 2 draws, and that's exactly what transpired. The sequence looks like an every brown and blue week sequence. But the next reference we are going to consider now is for week 2, 2022. Here we are for that week. We have number 21 at the base of our Group C. And if you look at your Group B, we have 2 even numbers as against 1 odd number. It was 6, 4, and 5. And the only odd number, which was number 5, was the draw amongst the 3 games. So when it brings just 1 odd number, that becomes a direct draw. When it brings 3, it becomes 3 games for 2 draws. We'll also be looking at week 26, 2024, which is this current season we are in, to see what transpired when the sequence came on board again. For that week, we have number 21 at that spot, and our Group B, we have all odd numbers. It was 37, 13, and 11, and we marked number 37 and 13 as 2 draws from the 3 numbers. So when it's all odd numbers, it's 3 games for 2 draws. The next reference we have to see now is also a look upon week 42, 2024. That's this week we are currently in. So here we are for the week. We have number 21 at the bottom of our Group C, and our Group B consists of numbers 3, 30, and 18. Whereas 30 and 18 are even numbers, number 3 is an odd number. What do? We have to pick that as a banker draw. So that's how we are contented with number 3 to put through as a draw for us. And it's a game from our English Premiership division between Aston Villa and Bournemouth. So we expect that game to put through as a draw. That brings us to now looking at the third and concluding paper for this video recording, which is the special advance fixture for this week 42, 2024. In case you like this type of video, you've watched it from the beginning to this time, don't forget to click on that like button, which makes this video to go out there for others to also see. We really do appreciate that if you do it for us right now. And also get subscribed to this platform just in case you're not subscribed yet or you're seeing our video for the very first time. Click on that subscribe button which is below the video you're watching. Subscription is free, so do that right now as you've been enjoying the clip and continue to enjoy our content, which will help you be in many ways. And remember, we'll be giving out our secret extra tip, which we advise people to stick on. You can use that game to make some cool money at the end of the day. You're looking at it as it's kind of a small amount of money, but at the end of the day, if you can win it 3-4 times in a month like that, you can accrue some real good money from it. So you have to build wealth. You don't have to jump into it. That's what we advise on this platform. Also help to share this video via your social media handle or by words of mouth to make persons know about our platform so that they too can key in and benefit all that we're doing here on this platform, which is basically for free as it is. And choose a particular video you want to make us do for the extra corner video, which is the third and concluding video for this weekend. I will give 5 options, which option number 1 is if you want us to do the one banker draw video. Option number 2, if you want us to do the pair video. Option number 3 is if you want us to do the nap video. You can choose that, place it in the comment section, we'll read it up, collect your suggestions, and make a particular video based on popular demand. The 4th option is if you want us to make the winning live video, you can make that your choice as well. While the 5th option, which is the last but not the least, so if you want us to make the 5 dead games video, you can make that your choice, put it in the comment section, read it up, and make a video based on your suggestion. So let's continue this video recording by looking now at the special advance fixture for week 42, 2024. So for this particular week, also have very fine sequences which we may be looking at in our subsequent video, and some of them will not be bringing here on this platform, but we may be taking it backstage for those there to actually do benefit. This paper has a lot also for this weekend. Some areas I'm just going to be highlighting are the lotto sequence area, where we have alphabet D and H, and that's number 4 and 8. If you look at it now, this number 4 is being repeated to the game 7 of our shortlist. That is the sequence we have. When we get to the documents, we'll look at it critically and see if it's gifting us a draw or a dead game. The other area to also consider is the expert trial column and as well the high score quiz. If you look at it, you have some repetition from those columns to, for example, the game 1 of your expert trial is being repeated to the box 3 of your high score quiz, and that's number 8. And also the game 2 of your expert trial is being repeated to the box 6 of your high score quiz. Whenever game 2 of expert trial is being repeated to box 6 of high score quiz, we have a sequence about that. And all of these numbers you see here, they have meanings. Like for example, you have number 1, number 4, and number 8. These are all single or unit numbers, as it were, in box 1, box 2, and box 3. We also have a sequence about that we may be bringing up in our subsequent video for the whole world to see. Well, we don't want to waste much of your time. That brings us to looking at the concluding sequence on this video recording, and that's telling us that number 25 is a possible banker draw for this week. Now, let's see the proof to that from our right-on football fixture. This particular sequence from our right-on football fixture states that whenever in your group B, the first game here is number 3. Whenever that happens, then you come to your compiler X verdict column game 2, where for this week now you have number 48. And this reference week that we're looking at right here in front of us is for week 17, 2020. We did mark the number 48, which is our game 2 for our compiler X verdict, as a draw. The next time you find number 3 in the first spot of your group B column, therefore that game 2 of your compiler X verdict becomes a dead game. So what am I saying in essence? That means this position is on a draw and fail basis whenever you have number 3 at the first spot of your group B. So hence we mark number 48 now. The next reference we are going to be looking at now is for week 42, 2022. I would not expect to mark the game 2 of our compiler X verdict column. Indeed, roll with me. We have number 3 in the game 1 of our group B, and number 41 is in game 2 of our compiler X verdict column. And we didn't expect a draw there, so that's exactly what happened for that week. But the next time this sequence occurs again, we're expecting to mark the game 2 of our compiler X verdict column. So now let's check week 6, 2022. Indeed, roll with me once more again. We have number 3 in the game 1 of our group B, and number 15 in the game 2 of our compiler X verdict column. And we expected a draw there, and that is exactly what we got. We did mark that spot as a draw for week 6, 2022. So the next time this sequence comes, we don't expect a draw there. So now let's check this current season, week 2, 2023. And remember, something else was started when they started having it for blue sequence. This position gave a draw here. So watch out for week 2, 2023 and see what happens again. So for this current season, week 2, we had number 3 at this spot. It was marked as a draw. Remember, blue coupon weeks now started playing that place as a draw. And if you come to your game 2 of your compiler X verdict, we don't expect a draw there, so number 31 became a dead game for that week. So likely they're going to do what they did for week 6, 2022, where they had number 3 and 15 as 2 draws. That's what we're expecting for this week. And also, remember, we have number 25 in that spot, which is family of 5. So we're looking at number 3 and 25 as possible 2 draws. So even this one system can be confirming both sequence, both digits. Now, the next reference we have to check now is for this week 42, 2024. Remember, we're expecting a draw for this week because the last time the sequence came, it failed. So we're expecting it to give a draw. Now we have number 3 at this spot, and the game 2 of our compiler X verdict column is number 25. So we're looking at number 25 as a very viable draw for this week. And on number 25 from our English League 1, we have the match between Charlton and Shrewsbury. So that is a match we're expecting to give us a draw. Possibly 3 with draw alongside with it. So 3 and 25 is a 2-banker draw. You've seen the proof from our right-on football fixture. We've shown you the sequence which is giving us these games. So on this video record, we've been able to cover the 2-banker draws, which is 3 and 25 from our right-on football fixture, and the cannot draw possibly of number 47, which the proof we use our head-to-head to show us how that game is likely not to give us a draw. And that segment was the secret extra tip segment. So that is the video, people, which we expect to put money in our pocket at the end of the day. Like I usually do advise, today's Monday. If you've seen the video now and you have the means to, you can stick on these games so that the odds will still be high and you can utilize them while they are still very fresh. Because come Wednesday, come weekend, so many games will be floating around, and it will be very difficult to make decisions as at that time which games to go with. Don't forget to click on the like button. We want to say thank you for those who are doing that, and get subscribed to this platform. In case you're not subscribed yet or you've seen our video for the very first time, we really do appreciate everyone who are on this platform, and also help to share this video via your social media handle to various groups you should belong to in your Twitter, your what's it called now, Facebook, and so many other social media out there, so that we can grow our platform and let a lot of people know about us. And also place your comment in your comment section to make us know how you feel about our presentation. Thank you very much, and see you in our next video.